Hi, Lions. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so you guys are watching Lessons Learned after the show. Because if I start that right now, we're going to spend the first 20 minutes talking about what a little brat she was. I don't want to do that. So, um, welcome to Lessons Learned. My name is Silly Lily. We have a couple of amazing guests today, Bonus Bay and Addie Girl. And they both actually have some pretty amazing lessons they're willing to share. That being said, a couple of the show rules, guys. Okay, it's 3 after. Let's do Jay's introduction, and then I'll go over the show rules, okay? Here we go. And if you are not a guest, you will not be getting into my box.
Took a tumble, hit the ground. Learn to stand when no one's round. Life's a game of lost and found. Don't let the waves make you drown. Oh, talk is cheap, but scars don't lie. Gotta fall to learn to fly. May your tears all run dry. Sun will shine after the sky. Oh, lessons learned and bridges burned.
It sets my mood.
Your turn. Don't regret the times you yearned. Every page is where you
picked it on purpose so I could say that. I know. I'm
chased the shadows, lost my way. Found my heart in disarray. Broken dreams had lost to say. Built my kingdom from the clay. Oh, every page is where you learn.
Good morning. He brought me the toy. Listen, so I was trying to, if I tease him like that, he'll take it and run away. But if I just, he wants to have it, so I can't get it. But when I have it and I tease him, he stays away because he gets mad at me. So believe it or not, that was me unsummoning the dog. Okay, to be fair, I'm pretty sure my mom, who watched him yesterday, gave him excessive treats. So guys, if I grab the camera or my phone and we start heading towards the door and you go to the ceiling for a little bit, guests just keep talking. That might mean an emergency outside episode. We had one about a half hour ago. We're going to pray that he waits till 11. But I don't know if you guys are aware, sometimes during these live things, my actual live things, they don't care. So bear with me today, just in case. All right, guys. Okay, a couple quick lessons. No cursing, which is probably the hardest rule that I have to follow. No smoking, no vaping, no drinking. And then my own personal show rules is I don't like to touch too much on the back part of things, guys. I like to focus more, obviously we have to know what made you pick this, this to share, because I mean, I everything that we share, guys, makes you a little bit vulnerable. And that leads me to my most important rule. I don't tolerate any bullying on like a regular basis, right? But especially during my show, if it's not positive, you're removed and you don't come back. I don't have time to go through my unblock list and decide who decided to stay or not. So just don't be negative, because you're gone. There's no reason for it. We're all grown adults. If you don't like something, you guys, you hit the X in the corner and you peace out. And for those of you that seem to be on the receiving end of that a lot, remember, hurt people, and they usually hurt happy people. So don't let them bring you down, babies. Don't do it, okay? Did either one of my guests have to go first, Eddie Girl or Bonus Bay? I got home last night, probably 10 o'clock, and I was done, and I was out by 10:30. I didn't even shower before I went to bed last night. Like, I was going to do one of those sit down on my beds for 5 minutes things. Woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, like, didn't set alarms. Oh, God. It was, I don't sleep enough, right? I don't sleep enough. Okay. So Bonus Bay, you want to go first? Is that okay with you, Eddie Girl? You can go second. I tend not to ask till right at the beginning of the show. Okay. Just because sometimes, like, Addie Girl may have been like, yo, I just got a phone call and I got to be at my mom's in a half hour. Can I go first? You know what I mean? Like, I've learned that when I prepare too much for these things, I get my anxiety really high, guys. So I under prepare, but I'm always prepared. Does that make sense? Like, I'm prepared to rock it however I have to if I got to go on to a full-blown 30-minute spiel about one of my vulnerable moments in life, you know? But we're always ready. But, yeah. All right. So we'll give Bonus Bay another couple minutes. Now, what I do, like, I like to start each show off with, it's a quote and a question. We call it the Q&Q. I read a quote from my famous stack of cards that I found somewhere, and I've been using this for years, and I think I've finally gone through all the ones that I can understand. Some of them don't make sense. But this one says, how we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. What we do with this hour and that one is what we are doing. And that kind of makes me think of the quote that I hear rather often from many people is, live in the moment. And a lot of us still need to learn to do that more than not. But the question is, if you had 1 hour to yourself right now, what would you do? Now, for me, my brain goes in two directions, right? I think with this hour, I don't know. Honestly, right now in this moment, I would put the tent back up that I just took down in my living room and play with the sugar gliders. I got plenty of sleep last night. Like I said, 10 o'clock, woke up at 4, went back to bed, didn't get up until like 8:30. So I slept. Yeah, I'd bring the sugar gliders out here. Oh, Malanta Bella. Ooh. Anyways, but if it meant, like, if I had this 1 hour to do anything and I could accomplish anything in this, like, 1 hour, I would get the rest of my place cleaned and the rest of the stuff in storage. But ultimately, it's probably like a few more hours. But I wish I could get it done in the hour, right? Hello, guys. I just read a quote. It says, how we spend our days is, of course, how we spend our lives. What we do with this hour and that one is what we are doing. And that's a quote by Annie Dillard, for those of you who are interested. But then it asked, if you had 1 hour to yourself, what would you do? I think yesterday my answer would have been nap. But today, I just want to get in there and play with the sugar glider. So I think that might be what we do after the show today. All right, you ready? Let's do this, guys. You're going to take a cruise in an hour. You goofball. Hello, how are you?
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just wonderfully, thank you. So thank you for being willing to come on the show and share one of your life lessons with us.
Thanks for having me.
So I tend to run the show too. I'll ask you about yourself at the end. So if I say, is there anything left, don't finish your sentence and peace out on me real quick. So wait, because that's when I'm going to ask you about your streams and stuff. All right. But right now, let's jump in and tell these folks what lesson did you decide to share and why?
Yeah, my lesson is healing doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes it looks like setting boundaries that disappoint people you love and your old self. Sometimes healing is grieving a version of yourself that you thought you had to be in order to be accepted. And sometimes it's realizing that peace and happiness can feel unfamiliar when all you've known is survival.
That hits hard.
Yeah.
I think that for me, when I finally started healing myself and setting the boundaries, that was the boundaries was my first. I had the hardest time doing it. It took me a really long time to understand that no matter, how do I explain this? No matter what decision I make to help you, to not help you, to whatever, if it's not in my best interest, or if it's not something that I'm able to do, because it's not always something easy, right? It's not like, can I borrow a cup of flour or something, right? Like sometimes it's rides all over the place, but I'm short on money for gas and you're not helping. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of different things, but I had to do what was best for me. It did. If I hurt this person, you know, maybe if I decided to help them, I hurt this person, right? So
Yeah.
the understanding the concept of, I really can't, as a people pleaser, I really can't make everybody happy.
Yeah.
I can't do everything for everybody. And that was hard for me. It's still, I think, sometimes hard. I still have a hard time telling people no.
Yeah. I can relate. For me, during my healing journey, it's definitely been, I always overgive, overlove. I just over pour, right? I pour until my cup is empty. So now I'm aiming to come from a place of where I'm not pouring onto other people's cups unless my cup is overflowing. So if I'm running on empty, then I need to fill my cup, right, Addie girl? I need to fill my cup.
Yeah.
And it's okay to take time to fill your cup and then continue pouring into others, because I strongly believe that we're here to be of service to others, but we can't be of service to others if we aren't serving ourselves, you know?
Putting myself first, realizing that I was allowed to set boundaries, it's healthy. Realizing that I am important too, you know, because there was a long time I didn't feel that I deserved to have some of the things that I had or something, which left me feeling guilty, which led to like again, over pouring, and then I'd have nothing and I'd be left in the same spot, you know. And pouring from an empty cup, you guys, is like, it's impossible. You're gonna run yourself rampant. And I don't know how you guys take time for yourself, but I'm a Cancer. My birthday's coming up. So first thing my little butt does is crawl right back into my shell, shut that door, and I am done until I can be like, because it now when my cup's like half empty, I can feel it. Right? Like I feel it now that I've allowed myself to have a full cup again before, you know, and I keep letting it refill. I am so cautious of who gets a little bit, because you know, ran me dry too many times.
Yeah, I can understand that. I do like to focus on the aspect of what fills my cup. On a daily basis, on a momentarily basis. I am always trying to find joy in little things around me so that I'm constantly refilling my cup. I'm having constant spikes of good energy that I'm filling into myself, because you never know what's happening around you and who might really need a shoulder to cry on, and you need to, you know, I just like to stay on my toes. So I do like to give myself a lot of grace in the form of filling my cup daily, even if it is me just going out and literally putting my feet in the grass or laying down, doing what I need to do. Personally, I love writing. I love connecting with nature. My cat's right here. I love, right, grounding myself. But I also love, like, you know, cleaning up around my house while dancing, doing kitchen karaoke, like stuff like that fills my cup. Like, you know, I just love it.
I think if I started singing, I definitely dance around my kitchen, but I think if I started singing, my dog get mad at me. I have a terrible singing voice, y'all. But no, I'm 100% with you, and I tell my people all the time, go outside barefoot.
Yeah.
Put your feet onto the ground. If you have a little stream or a pond or something with, okay, now granted, don't go sticking y'all's feet in some still dead water with all that nasty ick in it, but a little flowing stream, just go. I don't care if it's this much water. Let that run through your toes. I don't care. Some of y'all who've never done this, the first time you do it, just stand there for 5 minutes, shut up and listen, and just let the water run through your feet. Just let the grass tickle between your toes. I'm telling you guys, it will change you. You don't understand. This one down here refuses. He's like afraid of grass, and he's always tense. And I'm trying to get him to he's coming here. He will be with me on the 17th, and we're going to Cedar Point, and that is right by the water. And if you guys think that I am not going to make him dip his toes in that water, and in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks from now, you guys are all nuts, because we are going to be right there.
Take me with you, Wildfire.
It's not even an ocean. The worst thing that might get you is a bass or a snapping turtle. I'm just kidding.
I love turtles, though.
I love turtles, too. And they're not over there by that, because that's where all the people are. I've been preaching grounding for years now. People think I'm crazy. People think I'm crazy. But I'm like, guys, be in tune with nature. And as like I said, as a Cancer, I love the water. So that's the second I hear it or I smell it, everything inside goes, it's crazy. I love it. I love it. Okay, back on topic. So I love this topic and the setting boundaries. I love that you do the little things to keep you, keep refilling your cup. Isn't it kind of like your shoulders get a little less weighted when you learn to see the small things?
Yeah, I think that's very well said. The big things that used to bother me aren't as triggering. And I think it really does come from a mind over matter. Me not being so overwhelmed in the moment, I'm not as reactive in the moment. So yeah, I think that definitely plays a part.
Yeah. I live for the little things, man. I don't need grand gestures. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, if my future mister wants to propose to me at Disney and have Mickey Mouse marry me, I'm not going to, okay? But also, you can write a stick-it note with a smiley face and an XO and leave it on my mirror in the morning, and that's going to make me just as happy, right? You can, it's the little thing. I like to know I'm being thought about. I like to know that I don't know, at least for my guy. But I've been single for so long that I think I'm a little over expecting.
No. I really do think it is about that standard that you set for yourself. Yeah, I think as long as you are loving yourself correctly, we attract what is supposed to be for us in that season. It may not be, nothing lasts forever, but I think we attract the person that we need in each season when that season is supposed to be there. Some people can make it long term. Some people aren't supposed to. And I don't view either route as the right route. I just think it's about finding what feels right for you. So,
I heard somewhere that, and have you ever heard like people enter your life as different parts of a tree? Most people are like leaves. They're here for the season, right? They do their purpose. They're good. It's great. But then it's time that we go into a different season. And then, you know, but then you've got your limbs, right? Like the little branches that come off, right? Hold the leaves. Most of them are durable for a couple years, right? Some of them are going to break. Some of them are going to stick around, but not do much.
Some of us are tree roots.
And then you get your, you know, the trunk of the tree, and that's like the family. Those are people who are always there. And then you got the roots, and those are the few that are just solid no matter what.
Grow and bloom and become who you are and elevate. I love it. Yes.
Yeah, I don't remember what the quote is exactly now, but I used to use that one on here all the time. And I steal stuff, but I tell people I steal it. Like I heard a quote. Yeah, like I'm honest, and I stole it, and I just loved it.
I love that.
But yeah, no, all right, so we're already at 10:23. I guess let me ask, how has it been, like the one, like since you've been able to do this little transformation for yourself? Like how has life changed like the most?
Yeah, so I want to touch on the base where I said sometimes, hold on. I said sometimes healing is realizing that peace and happiness can feel unfamiliar when all you've known is survival. So I feel like most of my life I've been in survival mode. And once I started to fully understand of healing doesn't have to look like progress, right? Once I really started to live with that and started facing the shadow parts of myself, I feel like I was faced with a lot of, I was faced with a lot of like uncomfortableness as I have been going through my healing process. And I feel like it comes from me not realizing that I wasn't taught how to really be happy, and I wasn't taught how to be at peace. So me like forcing myself to go through this process is very unfamiliar. It's been very unfamiliar, but the more that I've been doing it over the last few years, it's starting to feel more like home. Like I'm starting to feel like I am, you know, I'm able to navigate my healing process with more confidence, as opposed to like 3 years ago, Rose. She was kind of like, I don't know what this is called, and I don't know what all these emotions are. And that's because I was being hit like a train with like past trauma. But now I'm starting to understand that it was because I was going through the healing process. Sometimes it's hard for us to explain something when we're physically going through it, right? It's easier to look back at something and be able to say, oh yeah, this is what was happening, you know? And so, yeah, I think it was a little unfamiliar, but now it's feeling more comfortable.
I think that for most people, even when change is for the better, it's hard, you know? Like I'm a somebody immediately, please. See, you guys are not on it. Thank you, dude. Threw me off, sorry. What was I gonna say? I'm not usually thrown off that easily, sorry.
No, it's understandable. I'm glad you was
certain things get to me, I guess, like, you know, because I know that it's really hard for people to get in the box, like in certain, like, and I know that when I share my stuff, it makes me feel vulnerable, and that's a hard feeling to give, and if people disrespect it, and it's not very often that I get it over here, so when I do, sometimes so yeah, sorry, I'm off track.
No, it's okay. We were talking about small changes.
The changes are hard and terrifying, but the one that I was leading to, the one phrase that, again, something I say and stole, was that we're guaranteed not many things in life, but the fact that we won't be here one day and change, it's inevitable. We're all going to have change, and we're all going to face that at some day. But it's the journey that we take. It's the path that we put ourselves on. And you have to make the changes so that, you know, like for me, I don't want to look back and be like, God, what did I miss out on? You know, I love to travel. I love nature. I want to go backpacking some more. And I need to do the things and make the changes, even if it's like, for me, I have to stop buying this stupid crap that I don't need, but it's cute. So I buy it anyway so that I could save, so I could take time off work for my backpacking adventure, right? Small changes to make things better in the future, right? But they're hard because I like buying small, stupid things that I don't need that eventually a year from now I'm going to give to somebody else anyways.
It makes you happy in the moment.
You know?
I practice delayed gratification.
I'm going to have to buy one thing instead of two things and put the other half away, right? Like, it's going to have to compromise. I'm not going to not do what makes me happy. Y'all are nuts, right?
Can I make
it's like it's retail therapy. That's what they call it, right? my pocketbook is lucky that I shop, and I love to mostly thrift. I thrift. I love thrifting. I love finding old things and making them new again, right? But I still a dent in the pocketbook because it usually takes me more to refix something than I did on the damn item.
You know what I like to do if it's something that I am feeling like I'm having a hard time with moderation with, if it comes to especially finances, for every dollar you spend on it, save $1.
Okay.
If you can't put $1 to the side to match, then you shouldn't be getting it.
I don't like that. That's too responsible. I'm just kidding.
It's too responsible.
I'm just kidding. But that's stupid. I don't like it.
Towards your goal.
But my future me said that's a grandiose idea.
If you spend $5 on that coffee, put $5 in your savings.
Ew, but yay.
Ew, yay.
Look, man, I buy Folgers now. I stopped buying coffee out. I buy my own coffee and I get my own creamer. I do miss my Dunkin' coffee, but
it's actually not as hard as it sounds, guys. It's just hard until you get started.
It is. Change is hard, but I think once everybody gets into that new rhythm, you know, like going to the gym. Like I have a hard time getting going, but once I get going, I'm fine. But then once I stop, I have to find that motivation all over again. So it's like, why I stopped doing these things, I don't know. Because I know they make me feel better. I know that things go smoother in my day-to-day when I feel better, right? My back hurts less when I'm working out. Like, but yet it's been a month since I went to the gym. Why? Right. You know? And so it's, but change, we'll get there. It's trying to get a whole new rhythm going. Sometimes you gotta go in and out, I guess.
We give ourselves grace along the way.
That one's hard. I think I definitely am for me, I'm definitely my own worst enemy, I feel like, when it comes time to that stuff. But was there anything else you wanted to add to this topic? Because guys, if you're just tuning in, this is Bonus Bay. I'm Silly Lily and you're watching Lessons Learned. And we've been talking about healing yourself and doing what you have to do.
Yeah. Healing doesn't always look like progress. I guess I'll just repeat it one more time because I feel like it in itself is basically self-explanatory. Healing doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes it looks like setting boundaries that disappoint people you love in your old self. Sometimes healing is grieving a version of yourself that you thought you had to be in order to be accepted. And sometimes it's realizing that peace and happiness can feel unfamiliar when all you've known is survival.
That last part gets me, man. That last part gets me. But thank you. Why don't you tell these? I know, right? Like that one's deep. That hits the soul. I'll be thinking about that all weekend. But yeah, no, let these folks know, when do you stream? What are your streams like? Do you have any other shows or events coming up?
So I do stream. I stream mainly on Thursdays. I host a show called Theory Thursday. Well, now we just had to change the name. The new name is Truth or Theory. Like we just had to change the name 2 days ago, but it's now called Truth or Theory. We all get together. It's a safe space where we like to talk about different theories. We break it down into fun questions and fun games. We discuss stuff like manifestation, aliens, out of body experiences, things of that nature. Really anything that isn't necessarily like proven, and we all have mixed opinions about it. We just give people a safe space on the app to come and share your mixed opinions about these topics, and a judgment-free space. Yeah.
That sounds fun. What time on Thursdays do you do that?
6 p.m. Pacific or 9 p.m. Eastern.
So are you on usually for a few hours? 'Cause I could probably catch the end of it one of these days. That sounds fun. I like theories and hype.
Yeah, it's so fun actually. It's getting like funner as the shows go on. More and more people are hearing about it, and that's what the goal was. The more people, the better the conversation is. So yeah,
I like seeing other views, because a lot of times I'll be dead set on something, and I could hear someone's just one thing and it can change my whole perspective because they said
literally.
that. It makes me go, wait, what?
I never thought about it like that.
Where did that come from? And now I'm wrapped down some rabbit hole for days.
Wait.
How did you even? But you're right. I think you're right. I really think, what? And those are the moments.
We almost called it, we had to do a poll for the new name, and we almost called it the Rabbit Room. But we went with Truth or Theory, since that's basically like what the show is about.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I love that. I would definitely. I bet you a few of us will be over there from here because we.
Yes, guys. So everyone's welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Guys, make sure you hit bonus payout. See you Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go theory or what is it? Wait, truth or theory, right? I'm terrible. Truth or theory. Okay. Truth or theory, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. We're going to be there, guys, because that does sound fun. Now, remember, if y'all are listening from here, I expect y'all to follow the same rules that I give you here over there. The point of that show is for people to voice their different opinions without having to argue. Okay? I'm going to say that for her. It is okay to discuss, but do not go in there and be a bonehead about it. The point of the show is for people to talk about their different views. Okay? You may talk, but if she comes back here and goes, just T done made me mad, guess what, T? We're going to have a talking to, right? Remember that. Respectful, because different opinions. And I say that, not so much from I know my people behave, but because I know some of y'all are going to want to go in there all hot-headed. Don't do that to her, because I have to kick your butt. I'm just kidding. Meet me. I'm a sissy. I ain't kicking nobody's butt. But I got to scare them a little bit, like they're my kids. Yeah, we'll see in 2 weeks. We got 13 days, baby. 12 days till you're putting your feet in the water. All right, guys. So this middle segment, we're going to give Addie Girl about 3-4 minutes to finish preparing herself here. And because I know I always need a couple minutes to mentally prepare myself before I get in a box. Give you about 3-4 minutes. I'm going to give y'all a couple of Malanta. Self-care, self-love tips. And I might ask you a question or two. First one, guys, I know, drink your water. I know that those of you that are here every Friday are like, I'm so sick of hearing it. But you're probably the same person that's still not drinking enough of your water. So cheers with my coffee, but drink your damn water. I've got your plants here. I'm going to try to get them sent out here in a little bit. I did not have time this week. So you know what? Wildfire, I'm not going to send them out today. Thank you for the favorite. We'll talk about it after why. Remind me to talk because I don't want them sitting all weekend. All right. Self-care, self-love. First of all, kind of, like she said, grounding. I'm going to go back to that again. Get your butt outside. Put your feet in the grass, in the sand, in the water. I don't know. Lay back in the grass. Stare up at the stars at night. I don't recommend staring at the sun. They say it's bad for you. I don't ever see nothing but like 15 suns when I'm done because you see one every time you blink, after you stare at it. So it's just not worth it. Something else that I've been wanting to try because, you see all these plates and these meals and you go to these restaurants and I'm like too picky to go into a restaurant and order stuff and have it like, I'll say no onions or something, but I'm not trying to like modify the heck out of your food because as somebody that works in the restaurant business, that drives me bonkers. But we do it because, we have to. So, no, Josh does not hate fireworks, actually. For those of you here, self-care for your dogs. If your dog is afraid of fireworks, I know that this might kind of sound silly, but like when you go to take your dog to the groomers and they blow dry them, but then they put that little thing over their ears so that they don't blow in their ears and make them mad, and it kind of muffles the sound for the dog. That is something I used to do with my old dog. I would just use, that the things that they're scarves, but they're one pieces, and you can kind of pull them up. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but they would cover like our faces there. Well, I would just put that around the dog's head. Heavy blankets. And when she was younger and it was really bad, I would give her like a double dose of Benadryl so she'd sleep. The vet said it was okay. I made sure, but I was like, she gets tired, but she doesn't fall asleep. What if I gave her one more pill? But she would get, when she was little, it would scare her so bad that she'd run away. All right, self-care question. Because I want to stick in theme with what our first guest talked about, which is healing oneself. What was the last thing y'all did for yourself? And if I just seen your name come across in the last 10 seconds, I expect y'all to answer. What was the last thing you did for yourself? Drink coffee. Okay. I drink my coffee too. Cooking breakfast. That is coffee. Oh, Nova's fishing. Woohoo! You got happy birthday. Nova, take me fishing. Katie's going to come help me torture T. Come with me and T. But for real, KD's coming up. So I got KD and T. We're going to Cedar Point in a couple weeks. Guys, if anybody else is local, wants to meet us at Cedar Point on the 17th and ride a few rides, let me know. We'll be there. But that's one of my things that I'm doing for myself is I am taking time off work. For those of you that are new here, I've worked 7 days a week, with the exception of taking a week off for vacation last year and a couple of days here and there. But I don't get a weekend off. I don't get off a day a week most weeks out of the year. Yeah, I want to ask how your birthday was, but we got to wait till 11. But I'm definitely started taking days off, and I it's hard. It's hard to take days off because I lose money. And I like money and I'm trying to save, but also peace of mind. I'm exhausted. All right, Addie girl, you ready? It's exhausting preparing for a barbecue on Sunday. Nice, guys. Nice. Hi. All right, here we go.
Good morning.
How are you?
Canada, happy 4th of July to all the Americans out there. Happy 4th of July. Well, all I have to say, though, we don't want to be the 51st state. That's it. That's all. That's
I don't blame y'all. I don't blame you. No,
thank you for the Happy Canada Day on the 1st. Thank you so much.
But that's for an after 11 o'clock conversation. But
Right.
anyway, let's go ahead. Let's dive in. If you guys are just tuning in, I'm Silly Lily. This is Addie Girl. You're watching Lessons Learned, and we're about to find out what her life lesson is.
Well, I don't know if my life lesson, I've learned enough life lessons. I was listening to Bay there, Bonus Bay, and I was like, it's something I knew, but something I needed to hear again.
She hit me that way too. That's why I'm like, I think it was hard for me to focus because I don't know if y'all could tell, like if you I was in my head like, oh, that one hits. And I thought like when I read it before I processed it enough, but it wasn't until I heard that ending part with the peace. When you feel at peace, it doesn't feel right.
Right.
And I'm stuck on that. And I'm
it's in your head. It's in your head. Yeah, like I've just been like, I'm in a really bad spot in my life. I'm in a transitional kind of spot. I live with my mother right now, and I'm trying to find a place, and it's really expensive. They changed the laws here for renting and stuff, so everybody's hiked up their prices, and so I'm really, trying to find my way, and I'm 47.
Girl, I'm 44, still trying to figure out my way.
Right. It happened. Well, I mean, I took care of myself better. That's what I was reading, like when I was listening to Bonus Bay, I took care of myself better when I was younger than I am now, which doesn't make any sense, but that's how it's going.
I don't know. I think I just overall have always needed to treat myself better.
I'm not doing shit like that or stuff like that.
See, I was more carefree when I was younger, so things didn't get under my skin and make me boil like they do today, kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
So, but also I opted for a very carefree lifestyle where I didn't care about much other than me. And how I was gonna.
You have children?
Huh?
You have children?
I do, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
14 and 24.
14 and 24? Wow, 10 years difference. Wow, that's a big gap.
I had no business having that first one. I was only 19. I was a baby having a baby.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I was 28. I only have one child.
Yeah.
She doesn't listen to me at all, though. But she's in university, so okay.
My first one got all of my bad behavior traits, and the second one got my mouth. I'm screwed.
It's all downhill from here.
She might make it to 15, Katie says. All right, so your topic.
Well, it was relying on, like, you can't really rely on anyone. But, I mean, that's not true. Like, it is and it isn't true. Like, you have to be really careful who you put your eggs in the basket and whatever. Right?
Be careful whose cup you're filling.
Yeah, well, and that too, like, I was really thankful to listen to Bonus Bay today. Really, really thankful. I've been having trouble with, like, family and them not being supportive. Like, my one brother was making fun of me for streaming, and my brother owed me money that he didn't want to pay me, and I'm like, you guys aren't very good people right now in my books.
Right.
So
it's hard to set boundaries with your family.
It is very hard, especially when you love them so much.
But yeah, setting boundaries with my son was the hardest. But we have the best relationship right now that we've ever had. And it took him a long time to accept the boundaries that I set. A long time. I when I tell you there was the past few years that we've barely had a relationship, and it's been hard.
That's what it's like with my daughter.
There was nothing. I can't force him to want to see me. I can't force him to want to come hang out with me. I just had to let him understand. I'm not being mean, but this is how it has to be. You know, but he was younger. He wasn't very understanding. But when you're 18 and your sibling is at that time 8,
right?
That sibling, if you're doing dumb things, you got to go, because that one can't go take care of herself. You can. So that was kind of our boundary, is if you can't follow the rules to keep us all safe, then you can't be here. And you know what I mean? So just as like an example from in my past, it took him many years to understand, okay, so she really was just protecting my sister. It's because you were being an idiot.
Right.
You know? Right. And I can't have that. Now, if you wanted to stop being an idiot, you could have stayed, but you opted. And that was the hardest boundary I've ever had to set.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know how to, like, my daughter keeps setting boundaries for me. Like I'm some friggin' idiot. Like, I mean, like, she doesn't listen to anything I say. I'm like, but my family has made it seem like I'm crazy out of my mind. So
I think that my dad told me, he goes, it's going to take twice as long to undo whatever the hell you done. So if you done spent the past 5 years screwing it up, you best believe it's going to take 10 years for you to fix it.
Okay.
He goes, so stop screwing it up.
Right.
So
that's good advice.
I said, damn it, I spent 10 years screwing around. You're telling me I got to spend the next 20 years fixing it? Now, mind you, I was about 30 at this time, right?
You're right.
So I got about 6 more years and I should be out of the I'm an idiot phase, right? Because I've literally spent the last umpteen years trying to prove to people I'm not who I used to be.
Right.
And we're getting somewhere. More and more people are like, yeah, she's cool. And I'm understanding that people can like me for who I am. That's the one thing this app has taught me.
That's what the app has taught me as well.
And y'all keep coming back.
Right.
So this is who I am in real life, out of real life. You know, on the app, in real life, out of real life. What does that? In real life and on the app. But yeah.
Yeah. Family, they're hard.
Family's difficult, but we just got to remember that we got to put ourselves first, keep our one foot in front of the other. And, you know, you can't give up on you. And it really doesn't matter what other people think. If you just keep doing the right thing, it will eventually shine through.
Right. Well, I'm trying to do the right thing, and I'm trying, like, I'm, you know, some featured shows. I'm trying to show my brother like that, you know, I do this. I'm having fun doing this. This is something I like doing. And he's all like, why don't you just get on there with all your Americans and stream? Like making fun of me, kicking me when I'm down. And I'm like,
look, a lot of people in my life don't understand this either. And if they don't do it, they're not going to. So it's a grain of salt. Just be like, dude, cool. At this point,
well,
these are people better than you are. So your opinion, most people's opinions are like buttholes. They usually stink.
Right. Right.
So
You've got a lot
can
of
either about it, or you could be like, meh, don't care.
Well, I'm trying to be like, I'll show you.
No,
you know what I mean?
Just don't
That's
care.
how I'm being. I'll show you that
because
it's great. You know,
when you're doing it to prove something to someone else, it's going to lose its fun.
Is it? Oh.
You don't do things to prove a point to somebody else. You do them to make you happy.
I'm proving it to myself. I'm proving it to myself.
Prove to you, that's fine, but not to them. It doesn't matter. You do what makes you happy. And
right, because he's never going to come on and check it out. He's never going to come on and check it out.
Look, I don't let my family know exactly how to find me on here. Y'all are nuts. I don't want them to hear this shit. So, sorry, Mimi.
It's your therapy because of that.
Okay, well, it's 2 for 3, you know, which is the Batty Girl swears each one of us let one slip. But no.
Did I just swear?
Sorry, me. We try. I
We
even
try
said
so
to
hard.
you-
I said the S word earlier.
Oh, we all did it then. Oh, man. Okay. Sorry, meet me.
Sorry,
Don't
meet me.
fire me.
Please forgive us our trespasses.
Right. I think that the most important thing that I'm hearing that I need to repeat to myself right now is that I don't care what other people think. There's been plenty of people that told me, okay, like I was top badge till my grandma fell and got hurt. Everyone said, you can't get top badge. You'll never be top badge. People tell me, oh, you're never going to this. You won't get a featured show. You don't have the rights to. I've gotten all of it, you know, and
That's inspiring. Thank you.
done it all by just being me and by just doing me. Now,
Right.
at the beginning, it was rocky because I didn't know how to be me, right? I got on here and tried to pretend to be what I thought they wanted. And ultimately, that wore me down within days. And then one day I snapped on somebody and I was like, oh God, I just lost everybody. But instead, they had my back. And I was like, oh, wait. So they
were there.
here, right? And then I just kind of got on the next day and I was goofier than usual, and it just kind of started sticking. But
Right.
I wasn't afraid to be loud. I wasn't afraid to be a smart aleck. I wasn't afraid to, you know, to say hi to people. Like I just was no longer, I guess I understood that I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Right.
Best
Not
believe me,
everybody's gonna
everybody
like
is my
you.
cup
Not
of tea.
everybody's gonna like you.
And that's okay, because
And
I
that's okay.
guarantee
I live
guarantee
like that.
you don't like everybody either. So you can't take offense, because if you're gonna sit there in one moment and go, I don't like so blah blah blah, blah, but then somebody is like, I don't really like you, I'm just gonna leave the street. You know what I mean? Then you take it personally. That's at that point that becomes a you problem, not a they problem, because you have to understand, I'm not talking to you specifically, just so
Right.
you know, but
Right.
you got to understand that becomes how come you cannot like people but they can't?
Right.
We all have people we're not going to like, and that's okay. But we don't have to be putting mean comments in people's streams. We don't have to be negative to them or about them for any reason.
Right.
There's no reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you know what I mean? We cannot like people. That's a part of life.
If you
I
can't
don't
say
like
something
80%
nice, don't say anything at all.
Yeah, that's what my mama told me. If you can't say nothing nice, don't say nothing at all. And I
Right.
said, well, then I'm going to be quiet forever. And she said, I wish. And she did
Your
not
mother
get
said
that wish. That wish did not come true. I think I lasted 2 minutes, if that.
Oh,
all right, so
there's some nice comments in here.
We are creeping up on 11 already.
We are. Well, I
know.
just love listening to Bonus Bay. That was really,
I know,
it was a
right?
refresher course I needed in all of that, and I thank her so
honestly,
much for that.
I think Bonus Bay's got us both a little like in our heads.
Yeah, it hit us hard.
Thanks, Bay.
Thanks, Bay.
No.
She definitely got a fave from me.
She got us both in our old lady heads. Like, all right, fine, Bay, we hear you. We heard you.
Go back to thinking when I was 30 that everything's open, you know, it's doors open and windows
still
open.
is. That's the crazy thing. It's not over till it's over. Hey, you're still here looking at me. So why? Okay, maybe not today, but what about tomorrow? You gotta do the steps. Like me, I want to travel. I can't travel if I keep buying stupid crap. And if I showed you my coffee table and my kitchen table, you'd be like, that is a lot of stupid crap. Stop.
Do you have some Temu?
Vacation. I still sitting of things that probably not even opened in a year.
Okay, Temu's a scam. Do not fall for it.
I'm already suckered into it. Are you kidding me?
I'm a little too late for that one.
Oh, Temu got me. It got me good for that. That was my thing. And I've got things from Temu that I've never opened, or I opened and they sit there.
I didn't
It
get
was
the stuff I wanted. I
$3.99.
got stuff that I kind of liked, and I
Right?
didn't get the stuff I had ordered that I wanted. I got a credit, and I was like, I don't even know what I have a credit for. You know, like I'm like crazy.
Or you think you're ordering one thing and it comes in and it's not anything
Yeah.
like it. Like I ordered some aprons for cooking and I got some like bamboo cooking apron. Like this is not even wearable. I got to, oh God, the material this thing is made out of. It's like you're just supposed to hang it on the wall.
Right.
So I don't know if I brought an apron or a kitchen wall
Or
decoration.
wall hanging. That I know, right? And I got some rugs from there. Don't order the rugs. They're not as nice as they look in the picture.
I ordered a bathroom set and within weeks I had to throw it all out because it was that really cheap stuff that every time it would bunch and then you'd almost slip because it flipped itself upside down from the dog running across it.
Right. So the lesson I'm here to teach today is Temu is a scam.
It's not a scam. You just have to read very carefully.
Read the fine print.
Yeah, no, I for the most part get what I want. They're pretty good, and some of the deals they have are great. But
I haven't gotten
we'll do
anything.
Temu in 2 minutes. Hold on, let's wrap this up really quick
All
because
right,
it goes on in 2 minutes, and we can go back to Temu. Was there anything else you wanted to add to your topic for this?
No, it's just really nice being here. I appreciate you. I'm so happy to have met you, and Bonus Bay was very. I needed that drink of water today.
I think she done filled both our cups a little bit today. So
She did.
thank you, Bay.
Thank you, Bay, again.
She come pouring in the cups. Girl, now go take yourself a good nap, get yourself a great coffee, and fill your cup back up.
Yeah, fill it back up because we took it all. We took it all. We didn't
I
need
think
to,
we
but we
might have
did.
spelled you dry today, girl.
Yeah.
Lisa,
Agreed.
little, yeah, I don't know. But thank you. And thank you to you too, because you came in with some good stuff and threw some good advice back too. I guess, do you stream? When do you stream?
I do stream. I'm on Sunday. I'm on 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. on, I don't even know where I am. I'm on Make a Match with Miss CW on Sunday at 5. And at 3, I have to ask Emoji J. I'm on a 3 for something else. I can't remember what.
Favor, check out her IG. Make sure you post the flyers so we can come check them out.
Right. Thank you so much. Yes.
No, you're welcome. Thank you for sharing, and I hope you have an amazing weekend.
Happy 4th again.
Yes.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, thank you, Bonus Bay. Thank you very much, and thank you to Cool Dude. No, it wasn't Cool Dude. Someone said something nice, and I meant to. Oh, it's just an arm there. I'll favorite you. Thank you. That was nice. Keep your confidence, he said. All right.
X.
X. Right. Is that it? X. Okay, right on. I'm like, there's just an arm there. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you so much. Have the best Friday.
Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right.
Thank you for watching Lessons Learned, guys. Have the best day. All right. I was going to say you can stay and we can talk Temu, but we honestly, guys, I might I'm contemplating the TikTok things with these babies, with the sugar gliders for a little bit this afternoon, maybe. Okay, you're good. You're good. Thank you, guys. What are you doing, fool?